Hi guys, welcome to Lesson 6. Before we start today, make sure that you haven't done anything else for Lesson 6. Watching this video is the very first thing that you should do. After you finish watching the video the first time, you need to go back through a second time to take notes. This poster will be hanging in front of the window if you need to see it blown up. That's where it will be. Okay, so in this lesson, you're going to learn how to beef up your writing, how to add quotes, and how to strengthen your vocabulary, to maybe discard some of those $1 words and exchange them for $10 words. So first, adding quotes. Adding quotes really helps strengthen your writing for a few reasons. The first reason is because it provides research information. You guys have done tons of research. You have websites you've gone to, books that you've read, and so you do have some learning, some quotes from other people that you can put into your writing. So it helps explain facts. The other thing is it really makes you look like you know what you're talking about. If I spout off some sort of fact or information and I'm able to quote a scientist or an expert, then I'm going to sound a lot more credible, and people are going to be more likely to believe me. It also can add to the richness of your paragraph. If you're talking about how basketball helps your health, for example, you might want to add a quote about how someone lost weight playing basketball, or how they became a lot healthier, their muscles became stronger. So it can really help drive home your point in whatever it is you're talking about in your paragraph. Okay? So there are 3 steps to adding quotes into your writing. The first step is to introduce your quote. You never just want to throw your quote out there if your reader's not ready. So you have to prepare your reader for it. A few stems that you could use to introduce your quote are these. So you could say, experts say, comma, and then start your quote. You could say, scientists say, and then start your quote. Or you can actually name the source. You might say USA Today said, or Dr. Sandra Gupteboff, or Sandra Ergelgrew said, and she's a scientist of whatever. So you either want to introduce your quote by saying experts say. Experts and scientists are good words to use if you don't know exactly who said it, but you know it was a professional of some sort. So you might say, experts say that 30 minutes a day of exercise is exactly what kids need. Or scientists say that 60 calories of Coke turns into X grams of fat in your body. Or you might say, LeBron James says his life has really changed since he started playing basketball. So you can either say experts or scientists if you want to be kind of vague and you aren't exactly 100% sure who said the quote, or you can name the person if you know exactly who said it. Rather than saying say, you might say scientists report, or scientists explain, or scientists have found. But you want to make sure that you use one of these stems to introduce your quote. Then you're going to put in your quote. Remember that your quote is like a mini sentence, and it's going to be kind of trapped in by your quotes. So you want to make sure that you have your sentence, whatever someone is saying, and you trap it in, okay? So if someone is saying, why don't we try here? We might say, experts say, then we always put a comma before we start our quote. I don't know if you can see that, but see how I have that comma before I start my quote? Experts say it does work. You make sure you put your punctuation inside the quotation marks. Again, your quotes are like kind of sentence gates. So one gate before your sentence, capitalize, write your quote, punctuate it, and then close it in, close the gate with those quotation marks, okay? And then finally, step 3 is to translate, summarize, or connect. You can't just throw your quote into your paragraph and then move on like, okay, everyone, like I'm still talking now, but someone said this random thing up in this quote, but I'm not going to address it at all. No. You have to introduce your quote, put in your quote, and then comment on it. What does it mean? So if you're translating your quote, maybe you're picking some like big sciencey word or a quote from some serious research, and a normal person wouldn't exactly know what you were talking about. So you need to explain or translate your quote. For example, you might quote me in saying, Miss Shepard says that the Sons of Liberty were a very influential group before the Revolutionary War. And then you might write, what Miss Shepard means by that is that the Sons of Liberty made a lot of effort and took a lot of action to inspire other colonists to protest Great Britain. So kind of translate or explain your quote. What does it mean? How does it relate or connect to what you're talking about? So you want to have at least one sentence where you address the quote and you comment on it. So you might say, scientists say that kids need at least 60 minutes of exercise a day. And then you might say something like, that means you need to spend more time outside of recess exercising. Or that means 60 minutes of exercising where your heart rate is up. So you either translate what the quote is saying, you say like, what exactly does it mean? Or you connect the quote to whatever it is you're talking about, okay? So I want everyone, after this video is over, to add at least one quote into 3 paragraphs. So how many quotes should you have total? 3. Can you have all 3 in one paragraph? Sure, but that's going to be a long paragraph. I would say 1 per paragraph. And let me tell you, when adults read kids' writing and they have quotes, you're immediately like, whoa, next level writer right there. So putting quotes in your writing really strengthens your writing a lot. That's one of the easiest things you can do to make yourself really look like you know what you're talking about. Okay? The other thing that you can do to enhance your writing is strengthen your vocabulary. What do I mean by strengthen your vocabulary? Well, we have 3 levels of words, okay? Think about what you would rather have for lunch. Lunch meat, it's good. It'll work. It's lunch. Hamburger, it's hot. It's delicious. It can be personalized. A little bit more meat to it. It's a little bit more exciting than lunch meat. Or would you rather have, in my opinion, the best choice, steak for lunch? High class, definitely the richest, it is the most expensive, but I think it's most expensive because it's the most delicious meat. So think about these in terms of the value of the words that you're using. Are you using lunch meat words that you could just have any old day that are like normal? Are you using hamburger words? Or are you using steak words that indicate you are a top-notch writer and you deserve a top-notch meat? So what do I mean by this? Well, let me tell you. So a lunch meat word, for example, might be laugh. If I describe how you laugh, everyone can kind of picture a laugh in their head, okay? But if I do this, you might say, I cackled like a witch. Or you might be even more descriptive and say, I don't know if that's how you spell cackled, but if you don't, there's a misspelling here, so just ignore it. Cackled maniacally like a maniac. So just think about how someone can picture your words. Are you using something really vague and simple like laugh, or can you beef it up and replace it with cackled or sneered or giggled? Actually, let me write those in there. Or are you really helping the reader picture exactly it is what you want them to picture by using more descriptive, stronger words? Okay, we'll do a few more examples so you kind of get the picture. Laugh is one that is very easily replaced. So let's do one with a transition. This is everybody's favorite transition. Also. Also this. Also that. Also a third thing. Also a fourth thing. It gets boring. So instead of using also, you can use a phrase like in addition or additionally. Those are hamburger words that beef up your also. You might also use a steak word that says something like thusly. These words you could also use over there. I think those are steak words too. It depends on what kind of hamburger you're eating. But also is one that can be very easily replaced and beefed up a bit. You might also use therefore here in place of also. Another word that is common that you guys write about that we are probably going to be able to beef up. Let's see. What's another one? Oh, okay. Because. Rather than using the word because, you might want to use the word in effect. So the effect was, or you might also use consequently. So look at this word consequently. The base word is consequence, which is an effect. If you don't do your homework, a consequence or an effect is that you might miss out on something fun. So whenever you're thinking about an effect, you can replace that word effect with consequently. So I might say, you did your homework and consequently you're going to do really well on your test because you've participated in that learning. So because, in effect, consequently, those are all ways of saying the same thing, but some ways are stronger and, dare I say, better than others. Let's see, there's another one we could use. Well, let's stop there for now. So our goal for beefing up our words is I want you to look for 10 words in your writing that you can beef up or make stronger, okay? So after this video is finished, you're going to add 3 quotes, 1 in each paragraph of your body, or you can add 1 in the conclusion or 1 in the introduction, but 3 quotes total. And then you're going to choose 10 words to replace with a stronger word, to take out, to backspace, to erase, and to replace with a stronger word, okay? So 2 actions. You're going to put 3 quotes into your paragraphs, and then you're going to strengthen 10 of your words, okay? So work on that after this video is finished.